Up. There's actually somebody here, which is weird, but okay. Cool. Nice to see you. Thanks for stopping by. I don't know who it is. Um, it's 6.5 days until we leave for KOH. I haven't updated on the car in a while. We have been busting ass to get it done. Bill has been giving me a ton of help ever since I hurt my shoulder, which I'm pretty much recovered from. It gets tired really quickly, which is weird since it wasn't muscles that I hurt. But anyway, that's what's going on. Bill's been giving me a bunch of help. My dad was here this weekend. We got a bunch of fiddling done. But let me give you the overview on the big stuff that we've done since the last time I updated. This thing is very close to running and driving, even though it still looks like it's completely taken apart. There's only a couple of things, getting some fluid in the transfer case and a few other things to stop it from driving. I'm going to try to knock those out tonight after I record this, but I didn't want to do this at 10 or 11 o'clock at night. And there's really no rush to make this thing drive today because it's like 20 degrees and snowing. So that's going to be tomorrow or later this week. Get it out. There's no window, there's no heater, and I guess I'm a sissy. We'll get it out as soon as I can. Maybe when the sun's out tomorrow, it'll be better. But anyway, it's close. And let me show you. You're not going to be able to really tell from there, but the upper and the lower coilover mounts on both sides have been redone. We've got a ton more clearance down here by the knuckle and inside the mounts because of what I changed. I put the weld washers inside instead of outside. Learned that lesson the hard way. I will also be probably replacing this lower shock eye because of it, because I did it the other way. Mount was narrow, kind of hashed up that lower shock eye. We haven't changed where the shocks are much. Little bits here and there, and they now have substantially more clearance to everything. They'll work great. They won't ruin themselves anymore. I've changed the location of both of the bump cans. I may have mentioned this before, but they've both gone up on both sides. They've gone up several inches. That should work better. The ride should be a lot less rough. You can see that going crazy back there. I got a flagpole that will be nicely visible at night and during the day. I think they're kind of dumb, but there are tons of people, and this will help with safety a little bit, especially at night. Yeah, there's headlights and there's a chase light back there, but just something to grab some people's attention. There's a lot of people. There's a lot of things going on. There's a lot of drinks being drank. So try to be as safe as possible. You can't tell with the American flag flopped over like that, but there should be room under that to put the pre-run flag up there. It should all work out nicely. It was really reasonable cost. No reason not to do it. And bedsides that I've been trying to put on for like 2 years are finally actually on. They're not just setting on the tire. That makes me really happy. Kind of completes the look of the truck. I will be doing fenders also sometime in the next week, but they're going to be really, really hacked up. They're not going to provide nearly as much visual as of it being a square body as these fenders. I'm going to lose a lot of the body line here. That hole has to be cut a lot bigger for those tires to stuff, but I think it looks really cool, being that they are basically factory bedsides. I pulled this bed off a 70 something C10 that was headed for the crusher. So those are real bedsides. That's not just a flat piece of sheet metal. So I think that's really cool. That'll look great. It'll be one of the most Chevys out there. Chevy engine, Chevy trans, 2 Chevy axles, full cab, full bedsides. I think it'll be really cool. What else did we redo? I got pretty much everything done transfer case wise. It's now clocked way up. The hole is still there in the cab where I had to cut for all the clearance to clock the transfer case up. So I got to patch that sometime in the next week. The seat has to come out to do it. The door has to come off to do that, and the door is welded on. So sometime this week, all that'll happen. But the rear drive shaft is back in. We should be able to drive it and start breaking in the gears and try to get as many miles as we can. Sorry, Yukon, we're not going to get 500 miles on any of those new gears before KOH. We're going to get as many as possible. 'Tis what it is. That's pretty close to the full update. I don't want to take a ton of anybody's time. This was mostly just a test of doing this all live to see if I sounded like an idiot and if the technology would work, since we just got enough followers to actually do this, and the phone is finally letting me do it. So if you're not a follower, follow me. We're going to race King of the Hammers next week. And if you can't see it, but there's a camera there. And there's a camera there. I'm going to live stream the race. You'll get to see basically in car what's going on at King of the Hammers. Qualifying in the race for sure. I'm going to try to get a couple days up of pre-running as well once I figure out how to get everything configured. I'm going to try to make that happen before we actually leave next week. Probably do another test like this streaming off the cameras. You'll probably just be able to see the forklift back there and all the other junk in the shop, but I'm going to try to get it at least working before we leave. So that would be huge. One less thing to do while we're out in the middle of nowhere on a Starlink. Thanks everybody for stopping by. This was just a quick update. It's almost 8 minutes now. These usually have to be less than 2. So hopefully I didn't ramble too much for you, and I will see you. I'm going to try to do a couple more of these this week. They probably won't be live. And then, like I said, we'll try to get a live test of the on-car cameras and then stream out the race for you on February 6th, Friday. Friday's right. I don't know if February 6th is. I haven't slept much lately. But King of the Hammers, Everyman Challenge, 4,500 class, or the 45, 46 car. It's substantially a square body Chevy. Thanks a lot. Talk to you later. Bye.